Yo, what is up? Welcome to the channel, Rider Rides. Today I'm doing a video on the motorcycle boots that I wear when riding big adventure bikes off-road. I'm a big fan of Alpinestars, a lot of their equipment, especially their boots. But this is the Alpinestars Tech 7. And this is a full motocross boot. It has full protection. Now, why did I choose the Tech 7s? I chose the Tech 7s because I want more protection. The features on the Tech 7, both sides there's a dual hinge of the ankle. So on the inside there's this low profile hinge that helps protect the ankle. And then on the outside there's a hinge also on the outside of the ankle that gives it excellent ankle protection with flexibility. There's also a hinge on the back here. It helps even more protection from hyperextending or any of that good stuff. If you notice, it has 4 buckles. Now, a lot of professional adventure riders and adventure touring people, they're going to tell you that for off-road riding on big bikes, you need a boot that has full protection, and that usually comes in 4 straps. And it's the style of boot that has 4 straps. The style of boot that has 2 straps or 3 and then the Velcro at the top only, it doesn't really give you enough protection. And those are essentially touring boots are going to have that. Now there are some motocross boots out there that give you full protection that only come with 3 straps. It's just, to me, it's a phenomenal boot. It feels really good. It feels like good quality and a lot of protection when you're riding on it, even compared to my Corazols that I run. One downside to this is these Tech 7s they're not waterproof. That's a problem for some people. It's a problem for most people, I think. Adventure riding technologies at right now is they're adopting motocross boots for riding full protection on these big bikes, but they're not offering waterproof. Alpinestars makes the Toucan, which is waterproof, but I believe it doesn't have as much protection as the Tech 7s because I believe it only has 1 hinge on the ankle. It's not dual hinge on both sides of the ankles on the Toucans, but they're Gore-Tex, they stay dry, and they're great for touring, but it's not the full protection. That's where you're at. If you want full protection, you almost miss out on the waterproof and the Gore-Tex. Now, if you want weatherproof, Gore-Tex, Dry-Star, waterproof stuff, you start losing a little bit of protection. So as an adventure rider, that's a choice that you're going to have to make. Do you want waterproof, and do you want, a little less protection? Are you okay with that? Or do you want no waterproof with full-blown protection? I keep my hard panniers, and I went to full-blown protection on the boots. Alpinestars makes several versions of these. I think there's Tech 3s, Tech 5s, Tech 7s, Tech 10s. The 7s and 10s are the most protection you're going to get. The 5s and the 3s, I think they start getting down into like the Toucan and the Corazol. They just don't have as much protection, and they're more affordable, but they don't have the waterproof or any of that touring stuff. So you really have to decide what's best for you and the conditions that you're going to run. But this is what I run for adventure riding, big bikes off-road, the Alpinestars Tech 7. And I couldn't be happier. I know it's a pain in the butt buying boots because you buy boots and then you don't like them, or they don't fit right, or they don't function right, and then you end up not wearing them. And then you, like me, you got several boots that you don't wear half the time because they just don't fit the deal. But these are excellent boot for the price. There's also like an enduro version that's kind of got a grippier bottom on here. You pay a little more for it, but it might be an option for some people that want a little more traction off-road. I find these to be enough. I live in the desert, so for me this is a great boot that I can use most of the time. Unless I go to like Colorado or northern Utah or somewhere like Wyoming where I'm getting caught in some rain. That might be a problem, but for me in the desert, this is a phenomenal boot. And I went with white because it's so hot here that people say that you need white in the desert just because the black is way too hot. A lot of people, motocross riders you're seeing, they're running white boots just because of the heat. But a couple months, I've been running them a couple months, but I really enjoy them. You can feel the protection. You'll find that these boots work very well when standing and riding all day off-road. Now, how are these boots off the bike? They're a little stiff to be walking around in. I'll walk around in them, but I'm not hiking in them. I'm not taking any hikes, and I know people say you can, and you probably could, but like, I'm not trying to do all that. Is there much of a break-in period on these? No, not really. I mean, they're pretty comfortable. It's just a matter of snugging them up the way you want and finding the good fit. Now, are they harder to ride on the BMW GS Adventure? On the Venture, not so much. On GSs, they might, because it's a little harder to use the foot controls with a big boot like this. It does have a low profile toe box, but it's still an adjustment to get used to, like shifting big bikes and using your foot levers on big bikes with these boots. Now, the Adventures have an adjustable brake, and they have an adjustable shift lever. So I've moved it all the way up. Like, you have to set your bike up for these to be easier to use your foot controls. If you don't have your levers raised up as high as you can, it's going to be difficult. But it does take an adjustment to get used to. I basically bought a pair of black ones and sent them back because I had trouble getting my foot in there and shifting. But after I adjusted my levers and raised them up to where they're supposed to be for riding off-road and standing up, it works fine. I've adapted to the style that I need to use it. They're great boots, and I recommend them probably more than a lot of the boots out there. If you're going to do any off-roading, any serious off-roading, I recommend Tech 7s or Tech 10s by Alpinestars. Now, just, you know, these are big bikes. They fall down on your legs like it's a lot of crunching. So you want as much protection as you can get. And you also, when you're dabbing, you're riding standing up and you lose your balance a little bit and you put your foot down for a second, it's called dabbing. That right there will, like, that could be hurtful with bad boots. You know, sometimes you plant your foot in the wrong spot against the rocks and you can't move it and you're going too fast. You can tweak a lot of ankles and a lot of stuff like that. So I hope you liked the video. Comment below what your favorite boot is that you run for off-road big adventure biking. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.